Hello everybody, Stegosaurus Rex here, and today I have here the Jurassic Park Lego T-Rex breakout set. And really quickly, it's a really cool set, really love it. I'm so glad we're finally getting some Jurassic Park Lego sets. I've been waiting years for them. But with that out of the way, this is not really a review of it, but that's pretty much the review of the set. It's amazing. You should get it if you're a Jurassic Park fan. But what we'll be doing in this video is upgrading this set. It's amazing, but there's a few little tweaks that we can do to make this even better. And that's going to come down to the T-Rex and the two Jungle Explorers here. And I'll be showing you all the parts you'll need to upgrade the set here. We're not going to do anything to the base or anything. All that is perfect. We're just going to do a small tweak to the T-Rex. Just 2 pieces. That's it. And then the 2 Jungle Explorers here, we've got a few more extra pieces to them. Nothing too complex. Very simple to do, just to make it a little more accurate to the film. And so with that out of the way, let's get down to it. And first up, we're starting with the queen of the island, the Tyrannosaurus Rex here. And yeah, they did a really good job getting her head sculpt looking really good to how she looked in the film, especially from the top. All around looks really awesome. Especially love how you can take her off the base. But what we're going to be changing here is this ratcheted piece here. We're going to be changing that with these 2 pieces right here. This is what we're going to be using. These right here. And just because it's a ratchet, that's what we're going to be changing up. So all you can do right now is go up and down. And we're going to be giving a little more articulation here. Now, I've already done this, but I'm going to do it again just to show you how it works. But there's not a lot of range of motion here, and this is something that LEGO does with a lot of the Ninjago dragons. They limit articulation when it doesn't really need to be, so we're going to be changing this, and especially since the head isn't that heavy, the ball joint here is strong enough to hold the head up just fine. This just allows the T-Rex to get a little bit more articulation and a little more facial expression, a little more character out of the Tyrannosaur. So first, all we're going to be doing here, and this is pretty easy to do, there's not a whole lot taken apart. We just take apart this top section here, and then we take this piece, we just plug it on right there, where this one was, and then we just have to pull off the sides of the T-Rex head, like so. And then we just take this out. We take our ball jointed piece, pop that all off, plug that piece in, and then we just reattach it all like so, just like that. Boom. Then we take the neck part, plug that back in, plug the ball joint right in there, and there, done. And now that allows you to get the head a little bit more articulation there. Look how much room that gives. There's a lot of space actually to move the head around. You can go up all around, so you can get a nice good rotation there. You can't get a 360 with it, but you can get it to do a little more posability. You can kind of have it angled down, angled, so there's a lot more to it, and you can really position the head better so the head's really looking right at Grant. So you can get the Tyrannosaur in a little bit more articulated poses that work a lot better. So that's just a small little upgrade to the Tyrannosaur, and yeah, a lot better. I like it a lot, and that's a little thing you can do. And now to the Jungle Explorers. And what I'm going to be doing with this one is the same thing I'm going to be doing with the one that's coming out in the Triceratops research set, because it's the same vehicle, just the different name. It's just this one just put together, which is really cool, so you can have both of them in complete form. But what's the problem with these? Well, they don't have the antennas, for one thing, and 2, I don't like how big the gap is here. I'm going to be putting a beam here and filling this in as well, like it should have. I'm going to put a picture here of the actual Jungle Explorer to show just a few little things I'll be changing. And the big thing that I am going to be changing here is this right here. I get what they were going for, giving it a nice curve here, but it jets way too far out of the vehicle. You can see how far it jets out. You turn to the side, it's really far, really far out, especially the back side. This looks weird, especially with this pushed in. That just seems kind of awkward, especially if we compare it to Mattel's here. You can see how nice and smooth and clean it is. And I did use the back of this to design a new back for the Jungle Explorer back here. And so, and we're going to be doing the same with this to this. This will be a little less pieces with this one, because we'll just be changing these parts out. So what we're going to be needing for this part, and I also am going to be changing this rim out here and make it yellow. Even, you know, the Mattel one does have this as a yellow bit, and I've looked at a lot of images of the Jungle Explorer, and it fades, so it's difficult to tell, but some of it is a little bit yellow here, but then it turns more green as it goes up, so it depends on your preference. I've seen a lot of mock builds of the Jungle Explorer with this being yellow. I'm going to go with yellow just to keep this all the same, because it looks like it just cuts off. And because it's Lego, you don't really get that fade effect, so it doesn't really work all that well. But again, if I don't like the yellow here, I'll just change it out. So, pieces you're going to be needing for this part are these right here. You're going to need 4 of these little tiny smooth plates, and these come from the 2 Jungle Explorers, so there are pieces that we're going to be using for these. And you're also going to need these circle parts. Let me grab these really quick. So these ones come with the Jeep, so we're just going to be using these. Just grab them all. You probably won't use them all, but just take all these off, and we'll be using them. And again, we'll be using the smooth parts right here. So we can just be taking those, because we won't be using any of this right here. Then we're going to need 4 of these guys right here. And then we're going to need 8 of these boys. These are the parts for the wheel rim, so you're going to need 4 of those. For these blocks, black ones, you're going to need 4 dark reds, right there. You're going to be needing 3 of these, 1 of those, 4 of these guys, 2 of these guys, and then your preference, I was originally going to use these ones here for the antennas, but then I decided to try these ones out and it worked a lot better. So depending on what you have available or your preference, you can use either one of these. I'm going to go with these ones here because they're a little more thinner and a little more detailed, from the actual stick poles. So, depending on what you want. These ones are a little bit shorter, so depending on height and your preference again. So we'll just put those to the side. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these. I don't know if I showed these, can't remember, but you're going to need 8 of these guys here, right here. So these are 4, but you're going to need a total of 8. Nice and smooth curved. These are to replace these huge curves to make them nice and flush with the rest of the Explorer here. So I'm taking this, and I'm going to be taking the little pins, these little black pieces here, and just pop them in there. And these ones I took just from the other Jungle Explorer. So you just pop those pieces right on in, like so. Doop, doop. And I do think they did a good job with the Jungle Explorers. I just think that they could have made it a little more clean. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop these off, like so. This is pretty easy cleanup right here. So we just pop those off, push them to the side, take these, and just clip, cloop, boop, and boop. And there you go. And now you can see that they're nice and flush with the rest of the vehicle. And that looks way, way nicer. Now we'll come to the back here to make this look nicer. Is we're going to pop off these guys here. We're going to take off the plate right here. And then we're going to take the 2 yellow 4s. We're going to plug those in. Attach them to the back. Take the Jurassic Park license plate right there. And then we'll take our 2 little tiny pieces and plug them in right there. Just like that. Now, I did have the idea of using this right here, the long smooth piece, but again you have to peel the sticker off and then put that on there, and it being a 4 length, it's going to be kind of hard to get that straight on there and figure out exactly how to put it there. So I just opted to put 2 smaller yellow squares there to make this easier, and because peeling off stickers and reapplying them to Lego is kind of a pain, so I just left that off. So that is pretty much it done. We just had to change out the wheel spurs here, whatever these are. Not a car person, but we're just going to change out those, and this one will be all done, and then we can move on to the next one. And one nice thing about this Jungle Explorer is that it comes in sections, so we can just unclip these parts like so, and we just have the body there. We can leave that to the side, and now we can work on this. So let's take the back end first, and let's just see how well this works out. So I want to try to keep as much of this together as possible when I'm taking it apart here. So we're just going to take that off, just kind of slip this right there, so we can see how much I'm keeping together. And let's see, so then we're going to pop, let's see how much of this is locked in here. And so we're just going to do this. We're just going to blook, and then we're going to take our 2 yellows, and we're just going to change out the color. I'm going to set that, put that one in, put the blues back, put the green back, do the same thing right here. Pop off, put it on, doop, doop, just like so. Place that, move that away, take all this, plug it back in, take the big rim here, plug that in, take this, plug that in, and there we go. Yeah, I actually like that. That does look pretty nice. Alright, now we'll move on to the front of the vehicle and see how we can do this one. Okay, so it looks pretty much the same build, so we're just going to pop off that, pop off the top section, like so. And then I think we can just pop this whole pop that all off. Take our two new yellows, and we're just going to do the same thing we did with the front, with the back, I should say. And we'll just swap the colors like so. Boop, boop, boop. And if I don't like the yellow, I will swap it back. And this is just to see what it looks like. And then we'll just reattach everything together. And there we go. And then we can take our midsection, close everything back up, and take a look at it. I like it. Yeah. I do think that looks pretty darn good. Yes, I was missing parts. These two little guys came off with these, so I didn't tell. I had to look back in the directions just to see what was going on here. So we're going to plop these little guys back in there. There we go. And now we'll plop that in there. And there we go. There's all that nice and done. There's the smashed up Jungle Explorer all finished. And I just realized that I did mess up on putting these two pieces on there actually on the wrong ends. I put them on backwards. So we'll just quickly fix that right there. And then we'll just move on. Now with the complete Jungle Explorer, I went back and looked at a lot of images from Jurassic Park film, and just a lot of images of the vehicle, just to make sure I got everything I needed down and where it should be. And so the very simple thing we're going to do first is fix the window area here. That's just way too much of a gap. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to put in the beams here. I'm not sure why they're as big as it is. I think it's just for the figures, because when they're in here, it definitely is a tight fit for everybody. But we're just going to fix it up here. So we're going to take, first off, our four little dudes here. We're going to need those. We're going to take our four blacks, and then our four dark reds. So we're going to start with this step by just taking off the top here, removing these little guys, so those will go away. And then we're just going to take these ones here, and we're gonna put them together like so. And then we're gonna take these and take a little piece right there, and then we'll take this one, clip it in there, rotate it, then we just push it right on down like so. And now we're gonna take the black ones and do exactly the same thing. And these black ones match the black door things that does go here. And then we're just going to attach the red to the top. And then we're going to take this and just line it up. Let's see, I believe it's right here. If it's not, it's one forward. Let's see. Yep, one forward. So we just take this, move it forward by one. So that's how it looks. And then when it comes down, that's what you have. And look at that. I like it. One thing I do feel like, one thing I'm going to change is probably this piece here. Make that a black instead of a dark red, just to make it look nicer. And yeah, that's probably the one part I'm going to change. I don't have a black piece that I can do that with right at the moment, but I am going to change that one square dark red with a black one square instead. Alright, so next up we're going to move to the window frame here. I'm just trying to think what would be the simplest thing to do is to maybe start with the inner, getting these rims changed maybe, and then we went to the simpler stuff. Let's see. Alright, let's do the hard thing first, because I'm trying to avoid that. But let's just get it over with. So let's take our 4 yellows here and change this out. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? This is definitely built different from the other one, so I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see exactly what's the best way to get this out. I think we're gonna enter from the bottom. So I'm just going to start taking some parts away, like so. And maybe it's better to go from the top? I don't know. I don't know. So we're just going to start disassembling this, at least trying to. Maybe I should get a tool. Now that I have my Lego part separator here, we're going to start taking this apart, hopefully. There we go. And then hopefully I remember how to put it all back together. Yeah, okay, then we'll take the back wheel off, keep these separate, not that it really matters which wheel goes where. And then we're just gonna hopefully get between this part right here. There we go, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go, okay. Whoopee. Okay, now that we have the bottom pretty much almost fully taken apart, let's just see what I can do here to kind of loosen all this up. And there we go. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to take off. So there is that. So we just need a replacement. And all we're going to do is pop this out, replace it, make sure we put everything that's on this plate back on to the existing one. So just make sure that we've got it all. And do the same thing here. Okay, yeah, maybe take a look at this, make sure. Alrighty, so then we just take that and slip it in there. And there we go. Now we'll do this wheel. Hopefully it comes out the same way. It doesn't feel like it wants to, but oh, there we go. Look at that. Very nice. Very good. So we just pop that off. Swap it with this one, like so. Alright, so then we just take it and just put the parts that we need to onto it, like so. And we take these guys, put them there. Same thing right there, doop doop, like so. And then we just close that back in there. Yeah, I do like that yellow a lot better. I don't know why, but I think it's because it matches the whole line instead of being cut off. So now we'll do the other side here. And now with that all done, we just have to reassemble the whole thing. So we just slap this boy back on. I'll take off this because the bottom of this kind of came apart. Well, that kind of popped out a bit, so I'm just kind of re-pushing everything down here. Just getting that all nice and secured. Okay. Let's make sure we don't forget the tires. So we just plug the tires back on in, like so. Pop the big black piece back in there. Get the side plates put back on. Alright, now with the hard part done, we go into the more easy stuff. So now we're going to move on to just doing the sides here. And they're already pretty loose because I used those parts here for the build. Let's see, so we just pop these all off, boop, boop, and then we can just take the four right here and put them into these, just like this, just bloop, and bloop, and then we can just put them here, beak, blue, bip, and pop. Yep, and we can just make sure everything's nice and pushed back together. Ugh. There we go. That's all looking nice and dandy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the antennae to this guy. And then we'll move on from there. So we're going to take off the roof here. We're going to take this whole piece out. And then we're going to put the clips right here. Just because these are right ahead of the mirrors, the side mirrors, and they're right in front of it. I was going to put them forward one more, but they're actually right in front of the mirrors. So we're just going to make sure those go where they're supposed to. And then we just clip them in like so. Adjust them to however you feel like. And then, when we come to the inside here, we just need to take this long piece, put it there, take this 2-1, put it in the middle, so it looks like that. And then we take this piece, then we take this other one and put it right there. And then, so you can see how that looks with both. And then we just close that all in like so. And then we can take the water cups and we can pop it back off and put them in. Close that all up. And there we go with that. And then we can close the whole top up. And then we just have to do one more thing to this bad boy. And that is change the back here. So we just again pop off these blocks. Pop off the license plate number. Plonk that on. Plug that. Attach that. Take two small squares. And there we have the new Jungle Explorer. Yeah. And again, if you look at the back of the vehicle here, you can see how it does have the little tiny small rim there. And it does have a nice curve. And I knew that what they were trying to do was get that curve in, but it was just way too much of a curve and stuck out so much. But that is the new look there. And again, if these antennas don't work for you, and you know, they are kind of tall, you can change them out with these ones here, which do work just as well. So you can put those in, and they are a little bit shorter. So yeah, but it just depends on which one you like. These ones are definitely a lot longer. These ones a little bit shorter. Maybe I'll leave these ones on. I'll leave those ones on for now. But yeah, there it is. And just really quickly, I do want to show that the figures can still fit in there. The only thing that Grant can't do is wear his hat while he's in here, because this board here, you know, this piece does hit the hat, so it doesn't fit fully there. So that's the only downside to have this beam in there, which is why it wasn't there, because of the hat. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I do like it more. So, you just want to have a hat. Or I'll just move them over by one click. And yes, it's quite cramped in there, but it does work still. So you can see Grant in there. And if I had him at a little angle, it probably just work just fine. But that still shows you that you can still, these guys still fit in there just without the hat. And here you are, my fine ladies and gentlemen. The upgraded version of the Jurassic Park T-Rex breakout set. And I think it turned out quite nice. The four explorers here look superb. The Tyrannosaurus now can position his head to even look at even Malcolm or look at Grant. She can wiggle her head back and forth. Though that can happen, you just have to plop it back in. And you can get a good amount of articulation from her. She can now look, you know, she's always going to look up, but she can do a little So now you can get her at a little bit of a tilt of that head to be like, what's going on there? It's a light. So yeah, I think it turned out really, really nice. They're very simple modifications, but I think it overall looks way better. I really now can tell that the yellow looks nice. I really like the yellow rims instead. You may not think so, and again, it is difficult when it comes to the images, because some definitely show it more yellow than others, though others do show a little more green or yellow bits here. It's difficult to transfer to Lego, because again, it's very different. You just have green and then you have yellow, so there's no transition. So it is difficult to get the colors exactly right, and it being Lego, it can't be 100% perfect unless it's going super big and you can go super detailed with it. But what you got here is really nice, and with just a few little tweaks, you can get a way better looking, more accurate look to it. And I do prefer these antennas now that I'm looking at it more. They are shorter, and that's why I like them more. But yeah, there you go. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Until then, have a great day, and goodbye, everybody.